We've been talking about the environment, and I'd like to discuss with you one or two more general questions related to this. Let's consider, first of all, environmental problems. What are some environmental problems the world is facing today?
Today, the first problem that the world tries to overcome is pollution. We have a big problem with this. I think it's the model of consumption, for example, cars. We have some problem with in Asia, like with a lot of like a big company which have some big problems. I mean, some explosions we knew in Japan, and I think we have to reduce our consumption. Even it's difficult, but we want to try some alternative like public transport, or in Cambridge with bikes. I think it's a good idea, and maybe to think more about our next generation or future generation, because the problem is that we don't think about what will happen tomorrow. We think just the present. We say, okay, I can't use my car, and sometimes you said, okay, why not to use my bike? It's better because I know that it's more respectful with the environment.
Which environmental problems are people most concerned about in your country?
In my country, maybe it's smoking. I think a lot of French people smoke a lot, and they try to face up against this problem, and we have a lot of regulation about that. Now that I think is very, very good. We can't smoke in public area, and when we have a contact with, I don't know, childhood, we try to forbidden this behavior.
Is it important for countries to work together to solve environmental problems?
Of course, it's a common problem, and we have to find a solution together. But the problem is that some countries are more developed than the other one. So, for example, when I think about United States, they used to develop their industry with some very, very bad things, and now they ask to the developed country to reduce their consumption rather than not developed. So I think it's not equal for them. So that's why it's a problem. And now I know that in France we will have a big meeting, COP21, COP21, and I think I hope that they will find a solution for that.
Yes. Let's talk about responsibility for the environment now. What can ordinary households do to protect the environment?
I think maybe to be more simple. I mean, some people think that it's something totally incredible to respect environment, but sometimes something very useful. I know, for example, try recycle your rubbish, something like this, or to switch off the light when you don't use it. To be more sensible about it, and don't think that it's only government that they have to change their behavior. I think all people have to be concerned. It's not because the government have to take their own responsibility that we have to wait about them. We can do that and behave now.
Do you think it's an individual's responsibility to look after the environment? Or should the government make regulations about this?
I think it's something totally complementary. I mean, the government take decisions for us, but we have to apply them. So it's, I think it's two ways. We have individuals that they have to follow their behavior, a respectful behavior about environment, and as well we have the government that they have to improve this kind of behavior. And
how do you think they can do that?
For example, when I compare France and England, in France we don't have anything to use our bike, whereas in Cambridge, government improved this kind of behavior. So inconsciently you said, okay, now I know that in my country we have some possibilities to use our bike, so I use my bike. But I don't know that French people can think about that because they don't have the opportunity to do that.
And how can companies be encouraged to do the right thing for the environment?
Maybe to show the best example through, for example, some advertisement. Instead of to say, okay, throw away when you don't use it and buy again and again, you said, okay, maybe I want to throw away these clothes and I will give to another people who want these clothes, maybe to be more responsible and more like a solidarity, a common solidarity.
Well, thank you very much. That's the
welcome.
end of your speaking test.